During our last foray into this exciting season of Deathmatch Island, we were partway through Island 1, the Cradle. The Plums, Ryder, Fox, Banyu, Suzanne, Easton, and Bobbie found themselves investigating a restricted compound, discovering a plethora of disturbing things, and a bonus competitor unconscious in their new Deathmatch Island UAZ, the enigmatic number 44, Aspen Krueger. But they were so excited over their new acquisitions, Aspen included, that they left Fox behind in the compound. Womp womp, poor Fox. The Plums tear off in their new wheels, ready to round out Phase 1 at Node 7, the house. Upon arrival, they find the place being torn apart by the vast alliance, led by SWAT Officer Collins, Abthorpe's second in command. After considering their approach, the Plums attempted to convert Collins to their side with their words. However, they found themselves walking headfirst into a front lawn full of anti-personnel traps. Taking their very first L of the season, the Plums were left at the mercy of the SWAT officer, who, after laughing in their faces at their miserable failure, happened to be radioed away by his boss, strategically repositioned before the start of Phase 2. At the same time, Fox had just come to, after being left alone in the restricted compound after a bad Trip-esque reaction to her Deathmatch Island mental programming that left her momentarily catatonic. Unsure where to go after being abandoned by her team, she heads northeast to Node 13, the stadium. There, she finds two badly battered Reds, who'd lost the rest of their team to violence or defection to the vast alliance. Introducing Enzi Kilgore and Sawyer Summers. In a classic Deathmatch Island team-up, the three of them joined forces to compete in a deadly game of Capture the Flag amongst the stands of an empty stadium, and in true Fox Parata fashion, the new alliance managed to crush their competition. And then, finally, everyone's favorite sound rang out across the island. The reason we're all here. It was time for Phase 2. Our competitors scattered to the wind, traversing the four corners of the cradle, seeking any and every advantage that might secure their survival in the upcoming Battle Royale. Abthorpe's grand plan was set into motion as the vast alliance formed a dragnet and began to push inward, herding all the other competitors into the center of Island 1. Suzanne and Bobbie took the UAZ for a spin, stirring up trouble on the edges and trying to hunt down the leader himself. Aspen went searching for hidden loot, Easton cheering her on all the way, or at the very least trying to. Banyu legged it to Sanctuary to collect Quincy's alliance and the wild cards, only to learn that Quincy's team had been killed at the hands of the vast alliance, and Quincy was unaccounted for. And Ryder put his social game to the test, successfully schmoozing his way into safe passage for his team through the dragnet. But what about Fox and her new best friends? The temporary alliance went south, back to the apartment block, in an attempt to find a defensible position for the oncoming onslaught. Along the way, Fox tapped into her inner arsonist, setting fires in hopes to create an environmental diversion for her opponents. Sawyer took a page out of the Aspen Krueger playbook and found some overlooked S-tier body armor. And Enzi? Well, let's just say the CIA won't be incorporating his advanced interrogation techniques anytime soon. Then came the scramble. Wildcard leader Beckett started to lose his nerve. A wildcard had secretly defected to the vast alliance, and Fox's fire strategy became a fiery threat for her and her allies when the Dragnet's advance inadvertently put their backs up against the blaze. But this season of Deathmatch Island has no shortage of heroes. Sawyer managed to organize his squad, keeping them safe from the flames and enemy eyes. Banyu helped Beckett relax with a little blazing of his own. And Suzanne played detective, sussing out the imposter and taking that sussy baka down. And then Aspen and Fox seized their respective contests, signaling the climax of Island 1. Aspen, fueled by pure adrenaline, charged headfirst into the dragnet, followed closely by Ryder, popping an orange smoke grenade to cover their advance through the weak spot he'd secured during the scout stage. Sticking together, the remaining Plums and Wildcards followed their example, smashing through the smoky chaos of the dragnet together, spurring the vast alliance to give chase. Well, everyone but Suzanne, who had to take a moment to grab her trusty UAZ. The stage had been set, a final showdown on the cliffs of the Cradle's northeastern coast, a scrappy coalition of survivors against an overwhelming force led by our antagonist's right-hand man, SWAT Officer Collins. But that's not the only place where we were approaching our climax. Down in the apartment block, the temporary besties found themselves in the thick of a vast alliance advance. Thinking quickly, Fox moved into an apartment and headed to the roof, while Sawyer covered her escape, blasting their attackers, and Enzi got left behind. Fox took advantage of her position, surveying the scene, ready to blow competitors away with her arsenal. And who did she spy? None other than Abthorpe lawman Jacobson. Back on the cliffside, the Plums mounted what very well could have been their final defense, all but Bobbie unloading their acquisitions from atop their cliffside perch. Where was Bobbie? At the bottom, mowing down an army of multicolored competitors like waves of undead, before eventually being overwhelmed. Aspen and Banyu fired into the horde of competitors. Easton used his redacted key fob acquisition to set off explosions, and Ryder picked off stragglers who got too close with his highly effective improvised melee tranquilizer darts. Eventually, Aspen spotted her quarry, Collins. If they couldn't have number one, number two would have to do. She took a deep breath and fired. But of course her rifle jammed. In frustration, Aspen yeeted her useless weapon into the throng of combatants, aiming for the officer. At the apartment block, Fox became a hunter, zeroing in on number one. But, having spotted her before she could take the shot, Abthorpe took cover behind a cluster of abandoned vehicles, ordering his subordinates to rush the building. Fox set to work, taking out the enemies swarming towards her rooftop perch, all the while dodging their incoming fire. Inside, Sawyer climbed the stairwell to join his teammate, all the while holding back the seemingly endless flow of Abthorpe's men with every piece of lead at his disposal. And when he eventually ran out of bullets to throw their way, he threw hands, his body armor deflecting each and every blow as he moved in for melee. The armor-clad Sawyer came crashing through the rooftop access door, landing on his back, a competitor on top of him, a knife ready to end it all, prompting Fox to act quickly, putting a bullet in the enemy's head, before setting her sniper sights back on Abthorpe, who had taken cover beneath a police vehicle. As a result of her bad mental programming trip earlier in the episode, Fox knew just where to fire on Abthorpe's cover, a production-rigged car bomb specifically designed to get that explosion money shot. Fox saw her opportunity, took the shot, and made some fucking bacon. On the other side of the cradle, we hadn't seen a hint of Suzanne for quite a while, and Collins, having made his menace known, closed in on the thoroughly overwhelmed and out-of-ammo Bobbie Usoro. It seemed as though our beloved Bobbie might be the next to bite the bullet, when Aspen's yeeted rifle careened through the air, went off before hitting the ground, and collided with its target, the shiny dome of SWAT Officer Thomas Collins. It was only then that nuclear engineer Suzanne Leung rejoined the fray, her weapon of choice, a fucking UAZ. Body after body after body after body, Suzanne carved a path through the vast horde, cutting and swerving and burning rubber, until finally introducing Collins to the front end of her noble steed. And with that final death blow, we got a happy little jingle, signaling the end of Phase 2 on Island 1. Battered but alive, the Plums made their way onto the ocean, Fox still without her team. So now, as we head into Episode 3, what strangeness awaits them on Island 2? The Crucible. Their primary antagonists felled. What dastardly new foe should take their place? And how long will they be able to stick it out together before ultimately turning on each other, as God and production intended?